Hello everybody, myself Jyoti and this is fourth lecture on gamma decay. In the third lecture, we studied about the Mossberg effect. Now this is in continuation with that lecture only. This is analysis of Mossberg spectrum. So I want you to spend 1 minute and check these graphs very carefully. Look at this graph. Just a second, yeah. Look at this graph. This is just the same graph which we took in case of a Mossberg effect study. Then we get such kind of graph as well. Then this is the another graph. Look at this graphs carefully. When we study about Mossberg effect, actually Mossberg effect, it consists of three types of graphs which you can say or see. If you get this kind of a spectra, it is called as isomer shift. It is because of the isomer shift. If you are getting this kind of spectra, that is quadruple splitting. And when you get such kind of spectra, that is because of the hyperfine splitting. So we are going to study this all these three: isomer shift, quadruple splitting, and hyperfine splitting. So then you will understand what kind of Mossberg spectra we get. Okay. So now what is isomer shift? Now we in Mossberg study, you know that you have a source, you have an absorber atom, and this source and absorber atom, they may have a different local environment. And as the local environment it is different of a source and observer, the nuclear energy levels of a source and absorber are also different. Now, when we talk about the blue graph, here, this is the simplest graph which we get. Now, why do we get this graph? This graph appears in the transmission spectrum as a shift of the minimum away from zero velocity. We, as a source and absorber, they are in a different local environment, their nuclear energies are different, and there is a shift from the zero velocity. And this shift is generally called isomer shift. Now, if you have seen the bottom portion here, you can see two energy levels. One is, so there is a free atom which goes to excited state level. Now here you can see isomer shift. So there is a shift in the energy level of, so half and 3 by 2. These are the states. What is 1 by 2 and 3 by 2 energy level mean? 1 by 2 and 3 by 2 represent the nuclear spin, or it is also called as intrinsic angular moment quantum number I. So when you have to represent the different nuclear energy levels, you represent those nuclear energy levels in terms of intrinsic angular momentum quantum number I. Now we get another one, that is quadrupole splitting. Now when we talk about quadrupole splitting, basically we take electric field into account. So interaction of the nuclear quadrupole moment with electric field gradient leads to splitting of nuclear energy levels. Now see here, if you will see this graph, look at this graph here. Now when we talk about here, when we talk about the two types of energy levels which we have here, half and 3 by 2. Now we there is an electron. Now this electron, it has electric dipole moment. There is an electric field associated with it. Because of the electric field, there is a splitting of nuclear energy level which takes place, and this splitting of energy levels gives rise to what is called as quadrupole splitting, because 1 by 2 state, it has splitted into two states, plus half minus half, and 3 by 2 state, it has also split into two state, that is 3 by 2 and minus 3 by 2, plus 3 by 2 minus 3 by 2. So now we are having four energy levels: plus half, minus half, plus 3 by 2, minus 3 by 2. So we are having four energy levels. So that is called as quadrupole splitting. So this quadrupole splitting, it is because of the electric field of the electron. Now for iron, if you take the example of Fe57, this causes individual peaks in the transmission spectrum to split into doublets having a quadrupole splitting. That is how we get two dips like that. Now, uh, we have, when we talk about quadrupole splitting, we talk about the electric field. Now suppose along with the electric field, if your source and absorber material it is magnetic in nature, then a magnetic field is present at the nucleus, and because of which Zeeman splitting takes place. What is Zeeman splitting? Splitting of nuclear energy levels in the presence of magnetic field, that is called as Zeeman splitting. So apart from electric field, if you have additional magnetic field, if it is a magnetic material, in that case you will have a Zeeman splitting as well. So when there is a Zeeman splitting, it is a six-state pattern. So you will have a six energy level, six-state pattern, which I have showed in the graph with a green color. In the simplest case, the areas of the lines vary in the ratio. You can see that green graph as well here. See, look at this graph carefully. Here we have six lines. So this is 3 is to 2 is to 1, and on the another side 1 is to 2 is to 3. So it is in a particular ratio as well. Now here when you check the transitions, this plus minus half, it has splitted into 2, minus half, plus half, and then this 3 by 2, it has split into 4. This 1 by 2 minus 3 by 2 plus minus 3 by 2, it has split into 4, minus 3 by 2 minus half plus 3 by 2. Okay, now when we talk about the line, we are basically talking about the transition which is taking place between two energy levels. Now the transition is taking place from minus half to minus 3 by 2, minus half to minus half to minus 1 by 2, minus half to plus half, and minus half to plus 3 by 2. Look at this transition, the one which I have shown with the gray color. Wait, there are two lines which I have shown with the help of gray color. The first gray line, it corresponds to transition from minus half to plus 3 by 2, and second gray line, it goes from plus half to minus 3 by 2. These two transitions are not allowed. So if these transitions would have been allowed, we would have got 8 pattern. Now here only these three lines, they constitute a spectral line, and only these three lines, they constitute a spectral line, but those two gray lines, they are not forming those transitions are not allowed, and we are not getting any line corresponding to those two transitions. Now here, why those two transitions are not taken into consideration, that is the question. Why we get only sextate pattern, and why we are not getting 8 lines, or so octet pattern, why we are not getting octet pattern, that is the question. So two additional possible transitions show in gray at lower right, that is ml is equals to minus half to plus 3 by 2, and ml is equals to plus half to minus 3 by 2, do not occur due to selection rule. There is a selection rule, delta ml should be less than equal to 1. If you find out change in delta ml, minus half to plus 3 by 2, minus half minus 3 by 2, so delta ml it will become 2, and ml plus half to minus 3 by 2, then minus 3 by 2 minus half, it will also become minus 2. So so it is a 2, it is not less than equals to 1. Sorry, transition is taking place from minus 3 by 2 minus half, that will become 2, and here also minus 3 by 2 minus half, so the value is coming half. So that is how change in delta ml, it should be less than 1, but in both these two transitions it is coming equal to 2. That is how these two transitions are not allowed, and we get sextate pattern instead of a octet pattern. So what we are trying to understand here, so we are trying to understand how can we describe Mossberg spectra. So if you want to describe Mossberg spectra, basically you have to consider three parameters. One is isomer shift, which arises. Now why we get isomer shift? We get isomer shift because of the difference in s electron density between source and absorber. We have a source material, we have an absorb material, both of them have a s electron, and suppose there is a difference in the s electron density in source material and absorber material, then it gives rise to isomer shift. Second is we get a quadrupole splitting. So why do we get quadrupole splitting? Because this shift is there, or quadrupole splitting, which is we can call as a shift. This shift is induced by an electric field gradient. There is a changing electric field which is caused by nearby electrons. So because of the changing field gradient, there is a splitting of lines, and because of which we get quadrupole splitting. And in case of magnetic materials, the nuclear energy levels, they split because of the presence of magnetic field. So if you want to describe Mossberg spectra, you have to consider isomer shift, you have to consider hyperfine splitting, you have to consider the uh, quadrupole splitting as well. Now, the combination of isomer shift and quadrupole splitting parameters along with hyperfine field in the case of magnetically ordered phases is usually sufficient to identify the valence state and site occupancy of iron in a given site and individual mineral. Now, try to understand. Suppose you are doing a Mossberg study. What is the aim of doing a Mossberg study? We do Mossberg study to find out that if there is a, suppose you have a mineral, iron containing mineral, you want to find out that in that particular mineral, in which form iron is present, in which phase it is present, whether it is a magnetite phase or hematite phase. You want to know about the valency of iron, whether it is in +2 state or +3 state. So all this information is uh, is required for required for understanding the mineral. Now, this study of minerals is done with the help of Mossberg study. So, in Mossberg study, what do you need is isomer shift, quadrupole splitting, and if you have a magnetic material, you will need uh, hyperfine splitting study also. In if you study all these three, then in that case you will be able to identify that in which state the Fe is present, what is the valence state of Fe, and on which site, at which site it is present, whether it is an octahedral site or which site, that way. And in minerals, these ranges have largely been determined empirically from Mossberg spectra. Generally, we go for Mossberg spectra only for the study of minerals and for finding out the state of iron. So, exact values of Mossberg parameters are difficult to predict from theory because long range interactions in complicated mineral structure are difficult to anticipate. When we talk about mineral, it is a mixture. It is a mixture of many compounds. So if you want to find out exact value of Mossberg parameter, it becomes very, very difficult theoretically. So that is all about the analysis of Mossberg spectra. Thank you. Thank you so much.